Ice, ice, baby. 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 Yo, VIP. Let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby. Yo, man, let's get out of here. Word to your mother.
Word to your mother, you know what time it is. It's Monday Night Raw, bitches. We're bringing ice. Rob Van Winkle's coming on tonight. You're not gonna wanna miss this, brother. You know the routine. Let the music play. Let's get this night going. It's gonna be huge. I'm excited, boy. I'm excited. I can't wait for this.
Ice, baby.
I see Team Savage in the room. What's the word?
Ice, ice, baby. Vanilla. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with a brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. Flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop?
London's
Yo,
in the room. Tattoo Rich is
turn
in the
off lights,
room.
And I'll glow to the extreme. I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance, rush the speaker that booms. I'm killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly when I play a dope melody. Anything less than the best is a
Oh, we got Kurt Nollenberg in the room. What's the word, Basil? Chris Sheminsky, what's the word? New era. Tim Balagan.
Check out the hook while my DJ
he solves
revolves
it.
Ice, ice, baby.
I see Team Reckless in the house. We're gonna pack this bitch tonight. Remember, share it. Share it, share it, share it. Blow it up. I see it, David. What's the word? Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw. 239. 239. 239. We're going live. We're going live. Get yourself. Get yourself. Get yourself.
Now that the party is jumping, with the bass kicked in and the Vegas all pumping, quick to the point, to the point. No
We got Robert
faking.
Sand in the
Cooking
room,
them
old
seeds like a
school.
pound of bacon, burning them. You're not quick and nimble. I go crazy when I hear a cymbal and a hi-hat. With
You
a
guys are the
super
routine. If
tempo.
you're just
Come on,
logging in,
it's time to
let
go
the music
solo.
play.
Hit
Let's
my
build the
vibe
hype
roll
up.
with the rag top
Your boy
down so my
239,
hair can roll.
co-host
Girls
Darryl
on
Williams,
standby
PWC
with
Muscle.
me to
We're gonna be
say
coming
hi.
at you
Just
live here in a
no,
few
I just
minutes.
drove by, kept on pursuing to the next stop.
And we're
I
bringing
must have left
Rob
my
Van
head to the
Winkle
next
on,
stop.
baby. We're gonna
The
talk about
bus
some
get yo,
old school
so I
racing.
made it to A1A, Beachfront Avenue. Girls were hot, women less than bikinis. Rockmen lovers, driving Lamborghinis. Jealous, cause I'm out getting mine. Shade with the
MVP
gauge,
Productions in the room.
Ready for the chumps on the wall. The chumps acting ill cause it's full of
Big Show's in the room.
Gunshots ranged out like a bell.
We're all drop top 5-0s riding right now, baby.
On the concrete real fast.
We're
Jumped in
never
my
too
car,
old for
slammed
vanilla
on the gas,
ice.
Bumper to bumper, the avenue's packed. I'm trying to get away before the jack
Word.
is jacked. Police on the scene, you know what I mean? They passed me up, confronted all the dope fiends. If there was a problem,
Yo, I solve it.
Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Ice, ice, baby. Vanilla ice.
Yo, if you ain't sitting right now, get hyped up. You don't got the music playing on your phone right now. There is absolutely something wrong with you right now. We need to blow this up.
Vanilla ice, ice.
Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw. 239. 239. Cardone's Race Corner. Race Corner. Get yourself some. Get yourself some. Get yourself some. 197's in the room. Hotchkiss. Kurt Nollenberger. We're 80 deep, baby. MVP's in the room. We got everybody in the room. We're gonna bring Rob Van Winkle in the room. I hope he joins. He said he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gotta do it. We're doing it. We keep it 100.
Ice, ice, baby.
You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into wondrous lands whose boundaries are that of the imagination. Your next stop, the Cardone Zone.
Oh, diggity, diggity. Dale, you there?
What's up, brother?
You know, Oh, you don't even know. You don't even know.
Big night.
You don't even
Big
know.
night.
You don't even know, bro. I don't even know.
Like Eminem over here.
At any moment, it's just gonna happen. I'm just letting you know right now. Like, this is how it's gonna go down. Well, that was pretty cool. I've been working on this deal. Why would people call me right now? Like, what are you doing? I've been working on this deal for, man, we've been doing it since before Christmas.
Oh, before then, I think. I think back in October, November, we kind of started this line of inquiry trying to see what we could do to get Rob himself on with us. And, you know, he's a busy man.
Super busy.
Schedule.
Super
go
busy.
Through his agent and try to get it all lined up.
So remember, everybody share. Let's just share this. Let's get it big. I know a lot of you guys aren't familiar with my show. If you're not familiar with it and you're just tuning in for the first time, check it out. My name's Bobby, 239 Raceboat. This is CardoneRaceCorner. Booyah, my man Daryl Williams right there of PWC Muscle. That is my co-host. And this is all about jet ski racing, wreck riding, events, new, old, present, whatever it is that PWC is requiring about or talking about. Your boy here keeps it 100, real talk Hollywood style. That's what I do. I dig it in deep. To give you guys an idea, I reached out to a friend of mine. Matter of fact, I reached out to Sam Nemi, asked him a question. He says, I'll make it happen. He made a connection for me. And I've been working with Tommy Kwan, which is Vanilla Ice, Rob Van Winkle's manager. And I've been working with this back and forth emailing for for months, trying to get this in. And last week he told me that we're going to make this happen, that he spoke to him this morning, and he will be tuning in 7 o'clock. So I'm excited, dude. Like, so I'm just waiting for him. You know, I know it's 7 now. We got over 106 people in the room, bro. I'm ready for this one.
I was about to say 105, man.
I'm ready for it. So to give you guys a heads up, I haven't been able to do my like, you know how, guys, I do my pre-test. I get everybody in the room. We do a little pre-show before everything. I get everybody signed up, get everybody going. So I didn't get a chance because the man's been all over the place. He was in Denver last week. He was over here doing this. He's over there doing that. So we really didn't get a chance. Plus, it's, you know, privacy. He doesn't want his phone number out. So I had to create something strictly just for him to join. We never use Skype. I never use Skype. That's why we were doing test runs the other night to make sure everything works. He's just gonna roll in, dude. So we'll give him a few minutes. We'll let him talk in. I just want to give a shout out to PWC Brackets. They sent me.
I saw you got a pretty sweet setup that showed up at your house today.
Dude, look at that thing. That thing is gangster, boy. That thing, I can't wait to hook it up to the old Sparky Spark.
And I'm telling you, look, it's one thing to talk about it. It's a whole nother thing to hear it. And so I look forward to seeing your reactions to just how loud the PWC bracket speakers are. Doesn't matter if you have Gen 1s like I got, which still insanely loud based off the market and what's out there. I think it's the best bang for your buck.
Listen, I like it. The way he sent in the package was awesome. It came with a bracket. The speaker alone is awesome, dude. This thing doesn't weigh that much, and I charged it. I didn't get a chance because I was working on some stuff. I was talking to a lot of people. I want to make sure tonight goes really good. So I'm gonna hook it up, and it's gonna be rowdy. That's what I'm gonna say right now. I can't wait. We got High Slop in the room, man. What the word, bro? Man, we got all kinds of people. Jet Ski Republic. They sent me a nice shirt. Give a shout out to them. Just ready.
I saw that. And I'm trying to catch up on some of these comments here.
I'm talking to his manager right now.
Awesome. So yeah, man, good show tonight. Pretty excited. This is definitely a bucket list item for me. I almost thought about breaking out the VCR and throwing in tape from back in 1992, 1993 with your boy, yours truly, dancing around, listening to Ice Ice Baby.
So, you know, I was checking in. So back in 2015, let's do a little back history of what was got going on. Back in 2015, Ann Glennon, she did an awesome write-up article interview with Rob, and it was a really interesting thing. He talked a lot of stuff in there, and there were some cool facts in there that I was reading that I didn't even know, too, because I really didn't know he raced. I did, but I didn't, because I was in Havasu 2016. People were talking about how he'd show up, you know, all the other stuff. And then we had Fischetti. He was talking about how Vanilla would show up and have a crazy party would go down and everything else. So really, when it comes down to it, I was like, man, let me do some research and digging into it. The man was ranked 6th in the country during his time in runabout. But did you also know, we're going to talk to him a little bit more, but did you also know that his background was actually Supercross, dirt bikes?
I do.
And he was pretty, and I was talking to Skelets, and Skelets were talking about when they were going, when their oldest, Tommy Skelet, when they were going to the tracks, he would show up and hang out with the track and do it there too, and he was a gangster-ass rider then.
Dude, I mean, he's kind of one of those guys, right? He's just got talent. And it doesn't matter in what, he's got talent.
Right.
And
right.
He can almost get behind anything, get on anything and ride it and do extremely well. And so I'd love to see him get back in full time. Well, I think it'd be great for the sport.
Well, talk about this. We were on one of the posts I made. Did you see Jet Tribe made a mention saying, hey, if he's getting back in the game, hit them up. They got full gear. They got whole gear bags for him that they're going to send him all ready to go. So he's already got full gear ready for him. Then I saw someone else, I forget their name, that they do gaskets and engines and stuff like that. They also said, hey, holler at us. We'll do whatever we can to get you a full boat ready to go.
That's it. I mean, look, if he wants to race some of these new skis, let's say hypothetically got a PX or a GP or an FX.
I'm telling you.
I'm fairly certain the boy would pick him up and take care of him.
I mean, listen, I know Sam Nemi would get about it. I know Sam Nemi was all about it because they sold him a ski already. If Rob said, yo, Sam, dude, I want to race. Boom, Jet Tribe already got full gear. We got the other persons ready to do all kinds of other stuff. There's a ton of people to be throwing products at him left and right. The man can just show up and have fun.
I'm telling you, I think it would be phenomenal for the sport. Not only just to see him come back and start racing again, but just when you have somebody of his caliber, right? Somebody of his celebrity, known by everyone while they might not know as much as some others. Just saying, hey, look, X is riding, blah, 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 blah. Other people are like, well, what's it like? Let's go check it out. And, that's going to bring crowds to the races. That's going to get more people wanting to ride.
Well, check out when he shows up, when he goes to Havasu for the parties. Everybody knows him over there. Everybody gets down with him. Hey, so check this out. Chris Highslop, his anxiety is really hurting him right now. You got to shut the door. Shut the door behind you. His anxiety is killing him. Robert Sands says, Cat Daddy and I held for him for his whole shot win at Seaside Heights in New Jersey. You know what's crazy, Robert? Johnny Smith sent me a picture that was in a magazine that has Cat Daddy holding. And the first year the Blasters came out, and they have a picture of Tim Judge on the Blaster, and they were talking about it, and he was on the podium. So that was the race. They have an article that Johnny Smith, Golden Foot 7-2, has an article talking about it, and he's on the podium. So I wish you would just join in already. Like, dude, anxiety's killing me just waiting for him to join, man. That's all I'm just saying, dude.
The anticipation, man. Anticipation.
He might even come in hot. He might even come in swinging, just going for the fence. Listen, a lot of people were calling, like, this is how crazy it was. A lot of people were calling bluff on me saying, no, you weren't doing anything, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to give you a heads up, right there it says, hi, Bobby. I passed to Rob your email and the links on the call and reminded him of this call at 7 p.m. Just so everybody knows, I was legit ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not playing. Like, legit, I've done this. I've worked on it. I've worked on it a long time. A lot of people know that I'm not one to bother people. I heard someone challenge me, Alpha Jet Studio challenged me that I couldn't get somebody that was old, because we were talking about old school racing. I was like, dude, let's just get let's get one of the gangsters, old school racers out there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look, everybody knows him. They might not know his past as well, but they know him. Right. So
I mean, there was some people. I mean, there were some people out there talking some smack too. I mean, there was a post that was made, and who was it? They called him. They said that he was Rob coming back will definitely boost the sport. Ernesto Callas. Exactly. That's another comment. We'll go back to that. Someone was saying that, there was a time where he showed up to race and he didn't register. Well, sometimes people forget, how many times you guys legitimately don't show up to riders meeting, but you expect the race? Robert Sand, I know you're in the room. How many people don't show up to the freaking riders meeting and they just show up in a lion fashion and be like, hey, what's up? I'm Mr. Big Shot. So
I'm ready to go, boss.
Right. So don't
Put
give
me
me
in.
don't give me that crap about, oh, just because he showed up without
No.
paying registration or whatever. Doesn't matter, dude. Who cares? Like, you know what I'm saying? At least he showed up on the line. How about that one?
Hey, that's it.
But some people were talking some smack on there. So I would love to hear.
Look, I've seen like 3 posts where it's a 50-50 split, right? Good comments. Hey, look, saw you back in the day, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Then you get a lot of the negative comments where he's a poser, he's this, he's that, he's whatever. Look, everybody chooses their own field. And while they may not have stayed as dedicated to racing as you think you have, or you may have, that doesn't make them any less of a racer. And you know, when they're holding 6th in the country, where was your rating?
You know, what's funny is the slugger, Troy Snyder, sent me a message and he was busting my chops. And this is how it goes. I love Troy Snyder. I am so glad that I'm in that ability where Troy can joke with me, because Troy's hard, bro. That's one hard racer, man. Back in the day, that dude will not play no games. You know what I'm saying? Like right there, Syracuse Mafia's in the room. So when I see him start busting my chops, I laugh. I don't take him serious. I enjoy it because I'm like, man, that's Troy Snyder. And he's like, oh, you're talking all the hype, but you gotta remember, I spanked that ass back in the day. I'm like, Troy, it's a common factor of you holding an American flag at every race. That's just what you do, brother. I mean, come on, man.
We're not understating his position.
No, we're not underestimating. We've talked to a lot of people. We're gonna bring Troy Snyder back on, and we're gonna get him all riled up too, because he's got to come back, and his son's doing good. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot more. There's a lot of old school riders out there. There's a lot of new blood out there, and there's a lot of present riders out there that are doing good. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring Rob on, because he was back, because everybody was talking about the heyday. Oh, back in the day, the Bud Tour, blah, all this stuff, the heyday. So you know what? So we started fishing around. Let's get some people. We had to fish on. Let's go ahead and get. I figured, why not get the man that was really in it? He was in the game during the whole scenario. And I want to know how he got into it. What he thought about it. You know, is the story true that his work van or what it was got stolen with all this gear in it? I heard that story.
I heard that. I have no idea.
That's another. You know what I'm saying? Like, does he ever think about getting back into the sport? You know, would you race P1? How about P1? That'd be gangster.
Dude, that would be sick to see him lined up in a P1 lineup. I'd pay admission to go watch that race.
That'd be a tough race, man. He'd have to put, I guarantee, you know, because you know what he's doing right now. He's on tour all the time, doing commercials. He's doing some movies. He's actually DJing again. So he's doing a bunch of stuff. So he would have to put some time in, and he'd probably have to enter pro amateur or amateur class, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, absolutely. The first 2 years or so. Absolutely.
Derek Powell, we just talked about old school for me, but then again, I'm 70. Damn, Bill Vinegar, holy smoke, 70, brother. You ain't not old, man. Get out of here with that stuff. So you know, I mean, what else can we pop? What happened?
Oh, they said, "Where's the Iceman?"
Hey, listen, I'm working on it.
Sure.
I'm working on it. I told you, I showed it. He said to call in, so we're gonna wait for him to call in. I know a couple of my friends are in.
We're using a different platform this time, and it can be kind of a pain.
Yeah.
To sign into. So it may take a minute for him to get in here.
Well, and this is the thing too. We never got to do our test because he was super busy. So normally we would use Facebook Messenger. We're using Skype. I had to create a private chat. I had to create a private link. So, you know, it may be a pain in the ass to get in or something like that. Hopefully he can get in, no problems.
Yeah, and it depends on how he's coming in. If he's coming in off a cell phone, laptop, those are going to be 2 different ways to log in. And it gave me trouble the other night when we were trying to do a test, just to get it set up.
Show the video. You know what, Daz? That's right. I can't show the video because hope they told him 7 p.m. Florida time. I think he's out of Florida. I think he is in Florida. Yes, he is in Florida.
a Florida native. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
Florida
he was
boy,
in Denver. He was in Denver last Sunday for a commercial and flew in Monday morning. That's why we didn't do him last Monday. So I know he's here in Florida, so I'm not worried about that. That's for sure. I'm ready for some questions. I know there's a ton of people in the room that are ready for some questions too. UK's getting the chili Vegemite. I mean, we could talk about that Bucks game last night, that Super Bowl, but
Dude, I've got to say, one of the best football games I've seen in a long time. I don't tend to watch as much as I used to. I think I'm back. I think I'm in. I think they got me hooked again after last night. Phenomenal win for the Bulls.
Dave says, ask him his best finish. We'll definitely ask that. Tim, don't be putting that voodoo on me, bro. Do not put that voodoo on me, dude. That's the big. I'm gonna tell you now. The biggest stress I've had right now is not making the complete call. That's what I'm stressing. That is the biggest thing I'm stressing.
Yeah.
Like you guys.
I've been stressing net connections and everything else. So.
Trying to work. Let's see what we got here.
Tonight I'm running Wi-Fi free. We're running full-fledged T-Mobile tonight. The power of T-Mobile. We're kicking ass.
I'm talking to his manager right now. I'm waiting for him to respond to me. So we're talking about this. So while we're waiting for him to join in, because he's gonna pop in. What about this? He's like, what about the Stong Streaker? Mark Hahn race is coming up.
Dude.
Mark Hahn's coming up. The Mark Hahn's coming up. We got a full lineup.
Miami Jet Skis getting ready to go. So.
Miami Jet Skis lined up. We also have Florida Ski Riders Buoy Bash, which HydroTurf has now signed on board and sponsored the ride, or the weekend adventure. So that's going to be great. So check it out. What was it? February 27th, I believe he said? Was that what it
Oh, geez, man, I don't remember, but I want to say that's right. That sounds right.
Oh, snap! Holy smokes! My man Rob Van Winkle, bro, you just threw me for a freaking loop, bro. What's the word?
What's cooking, man?
Hey, man, my name's Bobby, dude. Bobby Cardone. This is my co-host, Daryl Williams, bro. I just want to first off say, man, holy crap. Thanks for taking a few minutes to come shoot the shit with me and talk about racing. It's an honor, brother. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, bro. Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, man. So I'm usually not nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm never nervous. I can hold it down. I can do it all. Like, I'm good at this, but you threw me for a loop. I wasn't even expecting you to pop in like that. So, all right, man. Well,
this is a book right here.
So did you get a chance to at least check out the show, what it was about? I know you've been super busy, you know what I'm saying, but did you ever get a chance to check it out?
About jet ski racing, right?
Yeah. We talk about jet ski racing. We talk about wreck riding, anything past, present, future. So that's kind of what we got going on.
Gotcha.
So my biggest thing, man, we were talking about old school stuff. So we were talking about the old school day racers and stuff like that. And one of my friends, you know Sam Nemi, obviously. Me and him were talking. He's like, if you want an old school racer, you need to talk to Rob. And I was like, really? You think he'll take the time to talk? He's like, freaking hell yeah, he will. So I didn't realize that you were ranked 6th in the world at that time while you were doing it. So my question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that was an incredible time, man. I went back to racing because I rode Ice Baby when I was 16 years old, so I was a racer before that. I come from motocross since I was 8 years old.
Right.
And Ice Baby 16, breakdancing, went through that whole thing. Used to spin on my head and get about $45 a day. Small piece of cardboard and a big jam box and a cassette, that would loop. But, one thing is I never lost the passion for racing. And, after the wave kind of crashed from my success, I was like, well, man, what do I do now? I said, I'm going to go racing again.
Right.
And I got these jet skis. A friend of mine had, a couple of friend of mine's, Victor Sheldon, showed me how to make the course. So we were friends through motocross, and DL Wood, Tim Judge, all these Florida guys, R&R Jet Tech. Right. And, we were all in our infant stages. So those names, became kind of, tattooed to the early, watercross series.
Right.
And Florida had a really big big interest and a really big crowd for jet ski racing. I mean, we had the watercross series that was, probably 15 to 20,000 people on the beach every weekend.
Lonnie Kai.
At the Lonnie Kai.
I'm born and raised Fort Myers. I was there.
So my house on Star Island became the practice house for all the top, probably 5 to 10 top, guys out there in every class. And the reason was because I had a 9-bedroom house, so everybody could come over and hang out. In my backyard, I had a beach, so you could park all the jet skis you wanted there. We had all the IJSBA professional course laid out, with the real buoys in the backyard. And I found a way to light it up so we could do it all through the night. We would be out there 4 a.m.
What?
Cutting hot laps.
What?
I mean, burning so much through these skis, like you wouldn't believe it, man. We would just run these things, put 1,000,000 miles on them. We lived on these skis, and it was so epic. And I remember because a lot of the guys would come in from California, they would stay at my house. We'd do the watercross tour. When I did the IGSBA tour, I'd stay at their house. So it goes back, and a lot of them intertwine with the motocross guys in California as well. So, Victor Sheldon and Jeremy McGrath are great friends, stuff like that. So,
Tim Judge's still in the game, dude. Tim Judge is probably one of the biggest. He's #1 engine builder right now for the sport. And Florida still is deep with racers. I mean, whenever there's a race in Florida, the sport class or the runabout class, the lineup is huge. You're familiar with Markham Park down there in Broward County, right?
Yep.
They go there and practice every Sunday just about, and they pack them up there. It's full, like you just said, full racing all the time, all day, every day. So talking about when you got back into it, what was one of the favorite things that you liked, what drew you back, after everything was said and done? What was the thing that really drew you back into that sport?
The passion, man, just the racing and the good people and the good vibes, the bikinis on the beach.
Yeah.
And this was like the best, if you remember back in the day, because this was before computers ruined the world.
There you go.
A better time, we didn't spend all day looking at our cell phones. We didn't even have the smartphones. So it was, we would stay out late hours, but all, circulating around jet skis and racing. And when I would go to California, I would sleep on those guys' couches and I would pick their brains and get some of their motor ideas and talk to the mechanics to try to get an edge because, our skis back in the day, to get a competitive edge, they were time bombs.
Right.
We had to lay all the fiberglass to get them to cut, properly. And, and it was a big, ordeal to have that. And then I remember because I got sponsored by Sea-Doo.
Oh.
And then they were giving me the special stuff that I had worked hard to try to compete against. Was it an unfair advantage? I would whole shot. They gave me these engines, man. And they were highly probably illegal. I think they were, but the first year they came out, they said, throw these snowmobile motors in these jet skis. I said, okay, I'm going to try one of these things, man. This weird Rotex looking thing doesn't even, I'm like, wow, this thing, it was slow off the start. Like everybody had this, they had their pitch of their prop really, tight because that's kind of what it was. And as skis got faster top speed, you had to open up the buoys, and stretch it out.
Right.
So I would line up on the outside with 40 riders along the gate. And my ski was so fast, I just let everybody go up in front of me, and I would sweep them around the outside. By the time we got to the second buoy, I was just coming 10 mile an hour faster than everybody. It was so unfair to them. I mean, I was gone, man. It was just that they gave me that motor, and it was just that much more horsepower than anybody else could get.
Yeah, so that's the Sea-Doo factory built skis, so we got Arminio, he's a longtime factory rider for Sea-Doo, and he talks about it. There's a couple guys I know that are factory riders from Sea-Doo. Talking about back in the day, those old school boats, have you been on any of the new Sea-Doos since then or any of the new skis lately?
Yeah, I got a couple of them now.
What do you got now?
I just got the new sit down Sea-Doos. I got daughters, so they run around on them more than I do. Construction I did pick up motocross again, so I'm riding dirt bikes again.
I was leading into that next question. I know you were talking about motocross. You know, a lot of guys that race jet skis were motocross riders. They compare it to both worlds.
Big time. So I'm still good friends with Chris McCluggage. He's just right down the street from me here. You know, Victor Sheldon's a great friend of mine.
Slasher.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Slasher. Just some of the old legends and stuff, D.L. Wood, and, you know, we just had a good time back in the day. Robbie Myers. Who did I talk to? You remember Ray and Robert from R&R Jet Tech and how great they were. Tim Judge was, by the way, was the best engine builder back in the 90s as well.
Oh yeah. People still talk about he was a badass engine builder, which he still is, but he was a damn good rider. He was a hell of a blaster rider, I heard. So let's talk about something. What would you say, you know, Rob, what would you say was one of your favorite places to race at? Out of all the places. Now, don't talk about Havasu because we know you're the life of the party of Havasu. So beside Havasu, what would you say would be your next best stop that you've went to?
We had a couple great stops, you know, along the way. I like the rougher water, which nobody really did like.
I do.
Because of the motocross skills, it kind of separated. And I had this badass V hull that would handle the rougher water and you know, stay hooked up a lot better. So I had more of an advantage. But you know, Daytona Beach was always great because it was you fly off the waves. And I used to love you know, I'm a dirt biker, so I want to jump something, you know.
I love this.
The flat water are fun, but you just got to hang on. It's like a go-kart track, you know. When you get to go jump waves, it's more motocross. So I love the Daytona.
And that's great because P1 Aqua X has a race coming up here in April in Daytona. I love Daytona. So I race sport spec, so I race an HX, and I love surf because you just said that boat loves the surf, and the blasters don't like it, and it's one of those things like I'm a surf rider, so you're used to it. You're not afraid of it. Go out there and have fun and tear it up. You know, there were some people. Yep. There were some people talking back in the day. You know, back in the day, it was a little bit different than it is nowadays. Like you said, the computers ruined everything. A lot of people had egos. You know, I heard something. I was reading. You had an interview with Ann Glennon in 2005. She did a write-up with you, and it was a great article and stuff like that. But someone said something. Did your equipment get stolen at a race site one time? A box truck and your skis?
Man, I was actually in second place in the points. I wasn't going to catch John Stevens. He was out front because he had that new Kawasaki XLR and nobody had it. So he smoked everybody. We were left in the dust of him trying to figure out what the hell he came to the starting line. Second place wrapped up on a factory Sea-Doo that I was telling you about that was, you know, as competitive. I had pretty much beaten everybody else out there from tune into all of them. But and then I was 2 races to the finish, and I think it was somewhere in it was Philadelphia, and I was at the Airport Hilton there. And you know, my box van, I had a race van. I had the aluminum racks in the back, had 4 skis and an extra 4 motors there.
Right.
You know, lots of tools and parts. They just busted the window out and took my race rig, my skis, everything. Man, I never got them back, and that knocked me down in points to 6th in the but either way, it's all second to the first guy, you know. So I was just bummed that I didn't get to race those last 2 races because I won at Seaside Heights, New Jersey.
Right.
And man, we celebrated that night. Woo. It was like Jersey Shore before Jersey Shore.
The life of the party.
Parties, man.
Oh, dude. Man. And that was part of the greatness of it too, you know, enjoying the block parties and all the great people that like to race, and the passion from everywhere, from California to Texas to, you know, Florida. It was such a phenomenon, you know, with 40,000 people on the IGSBA tour at every stop.
Yes.
I mean,
qualifiers.
Bleachers, NASCAR and qualifying and racers everywhere, and just so many bikinis. And this was when the G-string came out.
not like the G-string that was streaking on the Super Bowl, like the real G-strings.
Right, the real deal.
You know how we do it in Tampa, brother.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh man. So, you know, Rob, what do you think, man? Like, watching you've been doing everything. You were building houses. I hear now you're back into DJing. You're all over the place. Do you ever think about maybe buying a ski and maybe do a couple regional races every once in a while? You ever thought about doing it?
I would consider it. I mean, I'm back in shape a little bit because of motocross, but I got a lot of that rust off. It hurt me for I just got a 21 KX 450, man, and I've been riding that thing. I'm going to Daytona. I'm gonna actually race in Daytona. I'll probably get dead last, but I'm gonna race anyway.
Oh man, dude, you're gangster. Well, what's funny? I don't know if you run your social media. I know probably don't. You got more things to be doing to worry about your social media. But I made a post and tagged the Vanilla Ice official page, and Jet Tribe said if you want to get back in, they got a full gear package waiting for you. Full everything you need. They said they'll give you hooked up and go on there. And we were talking about that before you got on, and they're like, listen, if you showed up to one race, it would blow up that weekend so good. So we're like, man, maybe we should ask him. Maybe he'll show up one day.
And I'm telling you right now, Rob, if you bought, one of these 300 power or horsepower Sea-Doos or, a Yamaha and you want to ride it, race it, give me a shout. I've got no problem throwing everything you need parts-wise at it to make sure you're up.
Well, I would rather jump on somebody like Tim Judge's ski that says, hey, Vanilla, ride my personal ski here.
That's it.
Both these dudes like old school and represent. Because I do know that, those things were time bombs. I mean, even though I had the badass engines and stuff, they would blow up, every other race. That's why I had so many extra engines, because it was that competitive. I mean, we really, detonated many, many motors.
I mean, you almost have to run them on the razor's edge to get what you need out of them.
And every time we would get an edge, like using the oxygenated fuel, the next year they would outlaw it.
Yep.
That swap motor thing that I was doing was legal, and it was definitely an unfair advantage, but it was legal. And then the next year they outlawed it. So we were like, oh, but it's a lot of rules like NASCAR now, I guess.
Oh yeah. I mean, and what kills me is, some of the rules, like there's so much gray area now in the way technology has moved forward. So, you got these 4-stroke monsters out there, like the TR1 motors or the Kawasaki, the KF 15F motors. They're coming out with some crazy, crazy skis. You got all these skis that are doing so much, and they're shoving 4-strokes in sport boats. Or you got the big runabout boats, like the new Sea-Doo RXPX out of the box. What was it, Daryl? 74 miles an hour out of the box already?
I got 73 out of it. Out of the box.
We're talking about, P1 will have, 30 guys on the line going to the first buoy at a 1.2 mile course. So, like you talk about big days, back in the day, there was big lineups. We have big lineups now, but it just seems like there's too much going on for guys to have them all in one race. So it was good to talk about some stuff that you thought was crazy. Like you live ticking bombs is real, because I ride one of those. I have an HX Sea-Doo, and it's like right there, dude. It's like you can get only so much out of it, and you're only allowed to do so many things, and it's ready to blow up. What was the last time you went to Havasu?
Havasu, I went out there, and man, I went across the bridge. I was telling my girl, I was like, oh man, you should remember this place back in the day, and what's the club there that I even performed there?
Kumos.
Yeah. Yes, bro. I was telling her about all the memories and how people as far as back as looked like Woodstock. You could see is just people galore. Oh my God! And I remember the Mohawk was really big, and then people would just have Mohawks. The dudes with their shirts off, because all jet skis are ripped.
Right.
Your jet skis, you're 6-packed out, you're ripped. Big Mohawks everywhere, and geez.
Oh man.
Hey,
times, bro. A lot of neon colors.
We might be able to get Rob on a Christopher Yates ski.
So check this out. Do you remember Cat Daddy, Matt Doss?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So my buddy Johnny Smith. So you got Robert Sand and Cat Daddy. We're in the chat rooms talking, and there was a picture. They were talking about how Robert Sand and Cat Daddy held for you and won that first race in that weekend.
That's right. Yep.
And Johnny Smith sent me a picture talking about when Tim Judge first raced the B1, and it had a picture of you on the podium, number 1. And I was like, man, this is too gangster, dude. Talk about something, because I grew up listening to you. I grew up going to Lonnie Kai, watching the racing, you know, when the 550s and all the stand-ups, and then when the runabout guys started coming in the picture. So it's like, dude, like right in my backyard. I never realized it until I got into the sport. And I've been in the sport, what now, Daryl? Like what, 7 years, 8 years now?
Yeah, 8 years. Yep.
And we had Flying Fish Fischetti on the show about a month ago, and he was talking about, he's like, if you ever want to talk to somebody about parties, you get Vanilla Ice, Rob Van Winkle, he'll tell you. Because I remember showing up to a race one weekend before the race even started. There was a huge party, and you knew he was going to be in the middle of it. So how did you go from partying all night and showing up on the line and doing well? Like, what was the trick?
Well, I didn't drink.
Oh, you cheated. You got everybody else wasted.
That being a professional at drinking.
After the race, there was a method to my madness. And
there you go.
A lot of my competition would come. First of all, the 90s and everything, we created the block party. So, in the house party. So, anytime, like I had houses almost, I'm from California, Texas, and everybody was always at my house, the whole circuit, you know?
Right.
And there was parties till 4 a.m. And I mean, even in the hotels and stuff in Wisconsin, I mean, we've got stories galore. Where was I at? West Virginia. Dead body floated up in the slalom.
See? I told you, Daryl. I told you I raced that race in West Virginia, and there was a dead body. That year, I was racing in a refrigerator. Everybody thinks I'm bullshitting. And look, Rob's even talking about it.
Hey, that dead body it floated downriver, and it was bloated. And it got caught up in the buoys on the slalom course. And so we're sitting there in the riders meeting, and they're going, hey, man, unfortunately, today we're not going to be running the slalom course.
I bet.
Closed to the detectives.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Hey, so I'm not there. So there was a post that had a picture. I don't know if you did you see the flyer I built? Did Tommy forward that picture to you?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So
cool.
that background picture where you're standing next to the R&R Jet Tech ski, that was posted. Somebody posted it, right? And it was funny because me and Daryl sit back watch this. It's like, man, Jet Tribe just posted this, and we're talking to getting you on. So we sat back and watched, and man. A lot of people had some hatesomes going on. A lot of people were talking good, but there was this one thing that kind of stuck out. And you could tell me to F off if you don't want to say anything about it, but I kind of want to ask. Someone was talking about how they thought you were just, I guess, what was the word they used, Daryl?
Poser.
A poser. Because you decided to show up and not register and just thought you could race. Now, I thought there was more to it than just that, because it doesn't sound like someone would just show up and just think they could just show up and race. So I wanted you to clear the air on that one, if you remember correctly. If you don't, no big deal. But someone said...
First of all, it's ignorance, because you have to have an IJSB license. You have to have a full race license. I mean, everything, with everything you do. And motocross is AMA. I mean, you can't race. They're all sanctioned races. So somebody just didn't like the Vanilla Ice. That was it.
Exactly.
Hey,
exactly.
Somebody that I probably beat the shit out of that week.
Oh, wait. So there was a question here. There was a question here in the room that says, do you want to do a rematch? I forget the guy's name. You might know. Do you want to do a rematch on such and such? I don't know where it's at.
I saw in the chat room earlier. Yeah, there was somebody that was asking, if you wanted to do a rematch.
Did you throw a couple blows back in the day, in the heyday when you were wild out, Vanilla?
A couple blows? What do you mean, fights?
Fights in the race scene.
No.
No, I didn't think so.
You know what? I got along with everybody, man. I'm the party guy. I'm happy. I was always fun. And Fischetti will tell you, we had a good time, man. I set up on the roof one night. We almost fell off of his roof.
He told me about that. He was telling me about that.
Yeah. No, everybody was my friend, man. I don't know. I didn't know haters out there. That's why I was so comfortable around everybody, because it wasn't so much of a Vanilla Ice factor.
Right.
It was more of a racer, because I knew everybody, and they'd put me over the freaking buoy, that position to get that, extra paycheck.
Right.
They treated me like a racer. I got no favors. I got nothing. No red carpet. Nothing.
Yeah.
Worked my ass off and got some really good top 3 finishes to get my factory ride. It had nothing to do with Vanilla Ice.
Right.
I was fast because of motocross, and I was actually really beating the shit out of everybody and being very competitive. So I earned my way up to the factory Kawasaki ride, which was the last thing I had.
Right.
And I found those John Stevens skis. And they were fast, man. They carved the water like a freaking razor blade, and it just had a little bit of an advantage over the older Sea-Doo, and it was just amazing, that I could have that factory edge, and
Right.
then the bottom dropped,
Right.
and then when
it fell.
the networks pulled out, it went back to mom and pop in the back of your trucks, which is where I started from anyway. Which
Right.
I didn't expect to be where I was. It just, when you get sponsored and you get into this passion of racing and you're hanging out with a bunch of great, cool people, you enjoy it and you want more of it.
Right.
And that's what I did. I said, shit, I'm going on tour. And I went on the whole tour. We raced in the snow in Wisconsin. It didn't matter. We were in Denver shaving the head to get more compression on our skis, because they were we couldn't figure out why they were so slow. And it was like, you're a mile high.
Right. The altitude. And that's why I wanted to say, because I talked to a lot of people, and I got in the sport. I met Sam Nemi, and Sam Nemi and his crew made me feel so welcome, and I learned a lot. That, like, just like you just said, when I saw all that kind of like negativity, it sounded like, man, me and Daryl Tongs like, dude, this sounds like straight haters, because you don't get in this sport you don't get in this sport and have these many friends if you're pissing people off. You get in this sport because you have lots of friends that want to help you and move forward. Now, there's always gonna be that constant rivalry of racing, but off the course, we're all friends.
Right. And that's the thing that bothered me, when I saw it. It was like, while Rob took a different avenue than say most people, it didn't make him any different. And so for people to say what they were saying on some of these posts, which we've seen pop up here in the past couple of weeks, for me, it's like, you know what, you're all, really what it boils down to is these people are mad that you have recognition and they don't. You took a different path. You didn't stay devoted to just racing. You did multiple things.
Right.
And so they're kind of resentful for that, is what I think it boils down to.
I have a motto that says, you never cater to a hater, you just say later.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice.
Hey, there's too many people and fans that you got to focus on, man. You ain't got time for
and that's the
all
big.
entertainment. We're just race jet skis. What's the big deal to hate?
There you go.
I'm just entertained. I sing and I dance. What the hell? What to hate, man? Really?
I love it.
This is amazing. It's a bucket list item for me. I mean, I got videos of me in 1991 in diapers dancing to Ice Ice Baby. So this is perfect.
Rob,
I'm pictures of me wearing diapers in '91.
That was a long night for you, wasn't it?
I might have come over my head at some of the parties at the jet ski races.
Oh.
Well, Rob, I just want to say one thing for sure, man. I truly am thankful for you taking the time and coming on my show, man. I really, truly appreciate it. It's an honor personally, man, because not only I'm talking to somebody I looked up to growing up, but also you've known in the sport. And a lot of people, we got over 100 people watching right now. They're interested and love the fact of hearing your stories. And, if you got my number any day, anytime, man, give me a shout. Dude, I'd love to get you back on again. Or if you decide to go to one of these races, you need some help. I know you probably don't, but you can count on 239 to be there for you for sure.
Everybody needs help, and I appreciate that, brother. You guys, nothing but love, man. That's family out there. And I love talking about the jet ski times, man. That's just great memories, and I love going back and then remembering it. So thank you for that. Good chatting with you.
No, my pleasure.
I'm watching Cross right now. I got it lined up.
Nice. Well, you got
I love racing, man.
You got my information, man. Hit me up anytime, man. Thanks for coming on, dude. It's been a pure pleasure and honor, bro. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Got it, guys. Y'all be good, man.
You too,
Stay
bro.
safe.
See ya.
Okay, brother. Yes, sir.
What?
Dude.
What?
Like
What?
right now, dude, that's a childhood dream right there. I mean, I grew up on Vanilla Ice. Like I said, I got VHS tapes right now. We'll go in the background and play it of me dancing in diapers to Ice Ice Baby. I just that's phenomenal, man. I would love to see him back in the sport, even if it's occasionally random pop-in races. I think that's what we need.
I think he
That is
will.
really-
I mean, when we talked about Daytona, I think he was like, maybe because he likes surf. I'm telling you right now, dude. I just want to say this to everybody out there that was tuned in, man. We were 150 deep on the show. Man, that was awesome. Like, I was nervous that he wasn't going to do it. I knew he was going to do it, but just wait for it to pop in. Dude, when he popped in, fucking slapped me, bro. Like, pow! Dude, freaking.
Dude, we have to get him back on. And really, I mean, he's one of those guys where there's so many stories from back in the day that we could take up an hour and a half or 2 hour show just talking to him. We're going to have to get him back on if he's got some free time. And Peter Johnson asked, am I calling him old? If 32 is old, I guess I'm done.
Water's Edge
in the back.
Water's Edge Photography's in the room. My homegirl, I miss seeing you take pictures. I just want to say, coming from you, what you said is journalism props, Bobby. That was a well done interview. I just want to say thank you so much for recognizing that, especially from someone who has a journalism background like you. I've worked hard, man. I enjoy. This is what Cardone Race Corner is all about. This is pure enthusiasm. It's not for. There's never an agenda for what I do. What I want to do is I like hearing people's stories. I like hearing their future endeavors. I love hearing what's going to be next. I love talking about the rec world and the jet ski racing because at the end of the day, man, this is what it's about. That's why I called it Cardone's Race Corner. This is truly for the people, from the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I give back to the community as much as the community gives back to me, man, and that's awesome. Justin said this. He just checked because my buddy Justin's old lady is like somehow related. They're friends, and he goes, he just texted my girl and said he'd get back on anytime. Oh, boom!
Oh,
boom!
Bro. Let's go.
So let me just say, let's just say this right now. Let's say this together, Daryl. Let's say this together. For all you that didn't believe me and doubted us, just remember one 100%. Thing. Don't ever put me in a corner because I'll make sure I'll find a way out and I'll prove you all wrong. That was exciting. I'm ready to talk.
I mean, look, this has been a long time coming, right? And so when we saw all of these posts start to pop up about him, we were kind of like, oh, do people know what we're doing? Like, what's going on here?
Because I told nobody. I didn't even tell you at first. You know what I'm saying? There was like,
man, I'm working on this big guy, man. I can't tell you anything, but like, fucking, you like 80s and 90s rap or what? I'm like, I like it. Cool, I'm cultured.
Nobody puts the baby in the corner, Chris Scudder says. Oh, man. I'm excited.
I love Chris.
So now that we still have a little bit, I saw we were 45 minutes deep. I didn't want to tie the man up because I know he's been super busy. I don't want to bother him. So we had a good interview going. I didn't want to kill anything else. I'm glad he addressed it because I'm glad he addressed that negative factor because I've talked to a lot of people and they all said this. He was a down-to-earth guy, just like what I was. Just wanted to show up, have fun, didn't use his fame to really do anything. He showed up, did his thing, and he was likable. So when you see people saying what they were saying, I was like, can't wait to prove you wrong. Can't wait to prove you wrong. But hey,
I've met quite a few people who know him, who have met him, who have worked with him, and they all say the same thing. Look, regardless of who he is, what his fame is, he's always been that down-to-earth person that you can go to, you can talk to, and it's not like any other celebrity or well-known person where they're not relatable. He's always been the same way. So.
I'm never in trouble, Justin. I don't ever get in trouble, bro. I'm never in trouble. So let's wrap up this show. This was a phenomenal show. We're still 100 deep in the show. Every one of you guys have been in the room. Make sure you like it, follow it. I want to say thank you for coming on for one of the biggest shows we've ever had and making this one a great one. I really want to say you guys kick ass and thanks. We're going to have racing coming up. I am so excited about racing. We got the Bowie Bash Florida Ski Riders is putting one together with cash prizes. Hydro Turf sponsored them. They're going to be doing something good. Randy Cabrera's got something fired up for that one.
Yep.
Big shout out to Sam Nemi for helping me out, getting that connection made. That was really who I reached out to. Sam Nemi, and he was like, got you, Cardone. No problem. So shout out to Sam Nemi, Broward Motorsports, for always being in my corner, man. Sam Nemi has always been in my corner. Anytime I've ever called him, and I hate calling a person like that because he's super busy, but Sam Nemi always answers the phone for me and gives me a holler and says, what do you need, Cardone? I got you. So shout out to him. Thank you for helping it out, making that deal happen. We've got racing going on with Mark Hahn in February. Full lineup. They got a full lineup of, I believe it was 20 entries I saw lined up.
Last I checked, I want to say it was like 21 or 22, if I'm not mistaken. We got QPWC racing this weekend coming up. So next weekend show we'll have a full Aussie recap. Hopefully we see Billy Briggs staying away from the sniper, and I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I'm excited for Australia racing because I love the Aussies, Nautical Image, Jet Ski Republic, QPWC, all those guys love Cardone Race Corner. We always get exclusive videos. So Chuck Norris, I heard he's polishing off that tip again, so you better make sure you all stay on the boats. We don't want to see no Chuck Norris videos. What I want to see, Jeff Lankford, I want to make sure all them racers out there got good GoPro footage. Billy, if you got to let your GoPro out to a couple people, let's get some good hole starts. Let's get some good racing. Let's see some good racing out there because it's been a long trip for you guys. So let's do it for that. Also, we got HydroTurf, Surf and Turf Promotion, Mikey Young. His race is coming up in March. And he's doing a Triple Crown. So we're going to get Mikey Young back on the show and talk to him about his season we got going on. He's going to do a Triple Crown sport race. It's going to be the sport boats. He's headhunting the sport boats. He called up. He says, Cardone, we're going to do a Triple Crown for the sport boat guys. So there's a potential.
Muscle and Seth Nema may have a new ski there. I don't know. I need to reach out to Seth and see what his schedule is like.
Seth don't want to race a sport boat no more. He don't want that life. He don't like that life. So then we're going into April. I'm excited. I'm thankfully glad that Pro Watercross separated their weekend, and so did P1. P1 kept the Daytona weekend. Pro Watercross is going to be racing in Sebring, Florida. I believe it's at Lake Charles. Robert Sand, you're in the room. I know you're in there. Tell me for sure. I'm excited for that because now we all can attend races that we want, and I think that's really going to be going good. I'm excited. I've already reached out to my sponsors. I got some new stuff coming for the boat. We're going to get the 239 ready. If they would just change one rule, I'll race Spark, wreck lights, man. All you got to do is add a pump. Let me add a pump and I'll race. That's all we got to do. That's all we got to do. P1.
Honestly, I think it's coming by now.
I'm waiting. I'm going to keep pressing it. As Brock Harris says, Cardone's first executive order. We may have to get another one, maybe. Can we get another one?
Hey, I called you about the second executive order the other day. So,
thinking about it, I might be able to show up to Daytona and race 2 classes. 2.
Oh.
2.
You never know.
I mean, March 1st is the deal. I talked to the guy today. March 1st.
Waiting on the word.
I mean, as soon as March 1st happens, I'm going to go over there, Action Kawasaki. Hiya! Hiya! and then maybe I can just get my I'm using profanity. Maybe I'll get my ass handed to me in P1 amateur class runabout.
Right.
I don't know. I can ride it. Listen, everybody knows me. Hey, listen, everybody knows I can run a runabout. I'm pretty damn good. I've done it.
But well earned.
Huh?
All right. I expect it, but it'll be well earned.
Man, I'm telling you right now. Let's put it this way. There's 2 ways it's going to happen, just like what happened in Naples on a runabout, Daryl. I'm going to get the whole shot, and I'm going to pull a lanyard like an idiot, right? Because I wore it like a sport boat guy instead of wearing it like a runabout guy on the wrist. Or, B, we're going to be kicking ass out there, and I'm going to hit a stupid wave, being cocky, on the front, and I'm going to lawn dart it. I'm going to lawn dart it like a Troy Snyder and a Chris McCluggage. That's the 2...
I'm going to go for option 1. I think you have a tendency to pull lanyards. I think if we get you on the right boat, you'll be fine.
I'll be on the right boat.
I guess the option number 1 being the key factor to you not having a podium finish.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, my lanyard, I promise you, will go from here to the wall. It's gonna be stretch. I'm gonna do stretches on it so that I make sure it's good. We're not gonna pull. I don't mean to throw you in the bus, Landis. I'm not gonna wrap it around to where it breaks and it keeps doing circles in the middle of a race. I don't know what we're talking about, but I'm just saying.
That's just wrong.
I didn't see it, but technically, actually, we found out the video on that one. You know, Landis, I was making a joke about it. I'm sorry, but I was actually there. Michelle showed it to me. It actually wasn't wrapped around. It just broke. It just broke. It happened to break, and it actually left a piece in. So I was busting your chops, but see, listen, I'll fix it. I'm not being dirty. I'll fix it. So we got that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking forward to racing. We've got rec rides coming up all over the place. You got the Florida River Rider guys going on. You got PWC Explorer, our man Adam Buckler. He's hustling some stuff together. Carolina Ski Riders, they're doing their thing. The Florida Ski Riders, they got the YouTube tour. I can't wait. The first one, they're the YouTubes. They're going to have a bunch of YouTube the YouTube channels. They're going to be there. Will be at the Bowie Bash. So if you want to get your chance, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. Finish up.
Well, if you want to show up, this is the one you're going to want to show up to because there's going to be a lot of YouTube. We got June's World. I think Avian's going to be there with hers. You know, she's been doing really good. And there was 2 other people, YouTubers that
Jigging with Jordan will be there, and there's somebody else I can't think of off the top of my head.
He said that one's going to be to be announced because he doesn't want to put him on the bus just yet. So that's going to be good. I'm thinking we got some good stuff going on. I'm going to be able to go to both worlds. We're working on a lot of stuff here in PWC Muscle. Alpha Jet Studios working on some stuff. P3 Labs working on some stuff. So
we got to ride March 6th down in the Keys.
March 6th.
With Adam Williams and Florida PWC riders. We've got to ride down in the Keys. The best part is one lucky participant of that ride is going to walk away with the new Alpha Jet by P3 Labs product. So be sure if you can make it, March 6th, mark your calendars, be at the boat ramp. I think we're launching at like 7 or 8 a.m.
You're going to have to bring a boat for me. You're bringing an extra boat for me. Randy Cabrera.
You bring lunch and fuel.
Randy Cabrera, I know you're in the room. You might need to bring me a boat because if Daryl fails on bringing an extra boat for me, I'm not going to be able to ride the Spark for that long of a drive. So make sure. And Jet Ski Republic, I love this shirt. I made a video about it. I love it. Well, this is our hour. This is probably one of the most epic shows, and there's more to come. I can't wait to bring more to come. Any final thoughts?
Man, I'm gonna have to reach out to somebody for another show. Dude, I got somebody in mind.
I know you got 2. You've been. Ooh, come on,
slightly different, but the same.
It don't matter. So. That's a big name. Final thoughts. Check it out. 239, Cardone's Race Corner, P3 Labs, PWC Muscles, co-host Daryl Williams, your boy 239. We are the Real Talk Hollywood style. We do keep it 100 all the time. It is the brand they love. And just remember that. You heard it here first. Monday Night Raw. Always in your corner, ready to bat, ready to talk the smack, ready to put the spotlight on whatever you want to talk about, or let's go reminisce on some old memories and have some fun and kick ass. Till then, guys, I want to say one thing. I appreciate every one of you guys for tuning in tonight, liking, following, sharing, supporting the 239, and continued support of my show, along with my co-host. I truly appreciate it, and that's what I want to say. Dale, you want to close out with something?
I'm out of here, boys. Keep your eye out for P3 Labs. We got some stuff coming.
Should we?
Pretty soon.
Should we
pretty
say
soon?
It? Should
we try to keep it hush hush? We're gonna do a massive launch for P3 Labs, probably here in the next 2 weeks or so. So keep your eye out.
Should we close it out like this? Should we say the word? Should we say it? Should we close it out like a vanilla? I thought he was going to do it too when he said it. I thought he was going to close out. Should we do it?
To your mother.
Word to your mother, bro. We out. 239. See you, Dale.
See ya.
It's Cardone's Race Corner, Monday Night Raw. We had one of the best races. I'm sorry, one of the best interviews you've ever seen. Rob Van Winkle, Vanilla Ice, baby. Get yourself some. 239. Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw. You were the man. You were the man. You were the man. You were the man. We the brand they love. The #1 show around. 239. Cardone's Race Corner.
Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with a brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. Flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights, and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance, rush the speaker that booms. I'm killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly, when I play a dope melody. Anything less than the best is a felony. Love it or leave it, you better gain weight. You better hit the bullseye, the kid don't play. And if there was a problem,
Yo, I solve it.
Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Ice, ice, baby.
You know the routine. Cardone's Race Corner, baby. I love all of yous. Even the haters, I love you. We doing it live every Monday Night Raw, 7 p.m. Eastern. Right here, 239 Race Boat. You never know what we're gonna bring next. Get ready. It's your boy. Holla. Na, 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 na.
Now that the party is jumping, with the bass kicked in and the Vegas all pumping, quick to the point, no faking, cooking MCs like a pound of bacon, burning them